All right, we are back with more Factorio. Here we go. I am Pax, and we are continuing the playthrough of space exploration. And we are back on Novice, getting ready to do the last few things we need to do before going back up into orbit and starting production science. So if we check in on orbit a bit, we can see we're just still cranking away at building solar panels, hopefully. Yes. Got almost 5,000 solar panels on the rocket. I want to snag maybe some of these modules. So let's grab some extra modules maybe. And yes, we are also hammering out a bunch of modules because I've upgraded a lot of production lines to be the assembly machine 3s and the tier 2 productivity modules. Doing that upgrade basically gave me about the same output throughput, so it was viable to just kind of do everywhere without having to worry about changing the builds too much. But we have a lot of productivity modules to build, and they just devour all this sulfur. So we're a little bit behind on building sulfur, but it's all good. And what we want to do first is then start building the last two things we need for production science. At least that we're going to build on Novice. And those two things are the iron ingots, which we just make from the molten iron, as well as the sort of base material for these data cards. And so the data cards will be very important for all of the sciences going forward. But we're going to start with building the iron ingots. And I originally put the molten iron on the train network just in case we want to try to build the iron ingots somewhere else, but I decided that the better idea is just to build the iron ingots kind of up in this area. So the plan is to do that, just to build it here, because the reality is just that moving the fluids around is very difficult, and the molten iron, it goes in very large numbers, so it is a little difficult to move around, and I decided just building it right here will be fine. And so let's just maybe copy some of this and get going with just what we have over here. So we'll get about 60 of them, I think. And let's put them sort of close. Yeah. How close? Maybe around here is good. Gosh. My stomach. Alright, so then yes, we need the outputs though. Yikes. And also it needs to be actually iron ingots. Can't forget that. Then yes, we'll just bring this like around kind of that, like this or so. Maybe here is better. Yes, and let's see, we want to kind of make these guys but then how's it gonna work? Let's just do it. Yeah, first of all, we also want to make it iron ingots, not steel ingots, so let's just copy this, paste it everywhere. Okay, and then let's just copy the inserters as well. Sort of just get these down. All right, something like this is fine. We'll bring the molten iron over. And, well, hopefully the bots build the rest of it. Then let's get the bulk rail loader for export. Put it right here. Great, great, great. So this will be where it goes. Bit awkward where that power pole is. I hope that's in the right spot. Yeah. Yeah, we can move this. Move it here. It's fine. Then just go like this. Yeah. Cool. And then finally we'll just need to hook up the power, maybe? Sure. Great. Iron ingots. Do we get landfill up here? Boom. Good enough. Right, so then that's iron ingots. Let's just finally get it on the train. So just double checking these loaders. Looks right. Cool, there we go. Iron ingots. Go into the train network. Hey. So we could consider using iron ingots to, especially to transport iron instead of the iron plates, because they do compress even further. So they stack to 50, and each one builds 10 iron plates, so every stack is like 500. But yeah, we're not like super worried about that. We're just building these for science for right now. It's the only major thing. I'm also going to just cap this to be one train load. So that way we don't waste too much of our molten iron just making iron ingots. Cool, okay, so that's the one thing, and the second thing is going to be the one of the fundamental building blocks of the data cards. But the thing about the data cards is you can recycle them a lot, so part of the whole, they're used for all of the sciences. They're going to be very important. So let's maybe look at Helmod. So yeah, all the sciences from here on out need data cards for everything. So machine learning data as the first step, but then they return these junk data cards, and you can recycle these. So that's a big part of the mechanic, is just recycling the data cards. But then to build the data cards, we do need this rough data storage substrate. And this we can actually build on the ground and use productivity modules. So that's sort of the idea of what we're going to do here. And we want to maybe build, so I was thinking, so we could try to build this many, but 60, 58, it's kind of a lot. And then this is a little too much for the amount of iron we want to handle. And yeah, it's a little bit too much. So maybe like 9 or 8. So somewhere between 9 and 8, maybe. Maybe we can build, yeah, 8.5, something like 48. Yes, let's go for that. It seems good. And I guess we'll just use the tier 1 modules, it's fine. But then, yeah, the complicated part really is about the recycling. So we need to deal with the scrap. So we want to add the scrap recipe, and we'll do it by ingredient input. So then there's like, 5. But I guess we could like put some speed modules in it or something was the idea here. So something like this to recycle the scrap. But then we need to deal with the heavy oil too. And so to do that, I'm going to add just another station here for the liquid recycling, and then we'll do a normal thing. So this will be the rough data storage substrate export. Then we need import iron, import glass. So that should be those train stations. Put a roboport here, and we'll put our grid down. Set up our power poles. Great. Put a roboport over here. And then let's think about the build. So it's going to be pretty standard, of course. And then like the idea is to have a lane of iron come in, right? And then we'll share a lane of glass, and then there'll be another lane of iron on the opposite side, and a lane of output. Yes, and then this will be rough data storage substrate. Tier 1 modules is fine for now since, well, all the rest of the base is eating all of our tier 2 modules, so okay, so then we want, say, we'll put the outside outputs on the inside, and the glass will come from the opposite side. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. Out, in, of course. Get some lamps. And then how we want to build? 48, yes. 48 on each side. So that's 2, 4. Gosh. Trees and rocks. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Need more landfill. 20, 22. One more up here is fine. I don't think it's a good spot, so I'm gonna just cut it all anyway. But then let's think about the bottom of it. So down here, the good stuff's gonna come out. But what we have to do is separate out the scrap from the rough data storage substrate. So let's see. We can just trim this to here, and then use a splitter right here, and we'll filter out the scrap, send it to the right. So that'll be the outputs. Right, and then we need some recycling centers. How many do we need? We've got 4.3 coming down, so we would need like 4 of them. So 1, 2, I guess we just do it over here. 3, 4. See, this is pretty far down because of all the recycling stuff that we need. So that would be the idea for the recycling, something like this. Yes. And then you could have inputs. The these need to be, I guess, long ones. And then it also needs some outputs. Alternatively, we could just try to, can we do, how much is this? 3? Meh. No, we'll do it like this. Okay. All right. So then the data storage substrates then will come back and around. And I suppose we will have it just go under right here. Something like that. And then this will meet up with the rest of the scrap recycling outputs. And this will go to the recycle request. Okay. I think okay, let's now think about where I want this. But then we also maybe want to grab, let's grab maybe this guy to get the import belts. So yes, so here will be the iron, and then here will be the glass, but we'll only have, you know, 2 lanes of glass. Then let's just make sure we do the spacing right. Something like this. So now I want the balancers. Balancer. And balancer, sure. Okay. Then let's see. Now we should be able to take this and we can put it pretty high up here, but not too high. Maybe like here. That seems pretty good. And then this is the 48, right? Yes. Then what we can do is take this, put it right here. How's that look? Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, then the idea is the iron comes up and around. Second lane of iron comes up and around. Then, yes, if we really want to make even more, we can, but I don't think we really need to. So we might have more, but just in case. And then the outside lane was glass. So like this. Boom. And then that will be more if we want more. Great, looking good, looking good. Can trim this a bit. And then make sure the glass, the other way around. I lost my, that one's this guy. So we want to send the scrap to the right. Yes. And the storage substrate will come through here. Great. So this will then come back up. And, oh man, if it was one over, it'd be so nice. We can just do, we'll do this. We'll do it like this. Okay, and then we'll come right here. Then we'll do these. So these will be iron. These will be glass. Okay, and then we'll do this. Just double checking the letters. Yes, looks good, looks good. Okay, that's the plan. That is the plan, and then this recycling, we'll be doing it like this, and we'll put the heavy oil out along the middle. So if we need more, we can get more. Okay, but then the plan is, so there isn't really anything that wants heavy oil, but there is tons of rocket fuel that we have to build that wants light oil. So the plan will also be to take the heavy oil, the excess heavy oil that we produce, and crack it actually into light oil. So we want this heavy to light oil cracking. There you go. And have this thing. Whatever. Oh wait, no, there's one place we can't put it for sure. Alright, that's not technically on the path, right? No. Okay, go. And yes, the point was that this little fluid station will be a fluid provider. Okay, we need to get rid of this. Fluid provide. There you go. Then we can just bring this up. Great. Okay, and then we'll recycle it as heavy, or it's light oil. And we can just copy this, I guess. Boom. Then the only thing we wanted to make sure of is actually that we do the provide priority signal. So more of this and more of this as one, and then yes, since we will definitely kind of always be consuming some amount of light oil to make rocket fuel, I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to consume the tiny amount of light oil that this process, or recycling process, will eventually deal with or produce. And I'm going to put some speed modules in here, maybe some efficiency modules, level 2. Sure. So that puts us at minus 20% energy consumption, 40% speed. Great. Why not? Start using some efficiency modules. Why not? Okay, then I think we're ready for this to get going. So let's request then some iron plate. Let's say negative 20,000. And some glass for negative, I don't know, it doesn't matter, 16,000. Sure. Didn't even put it in the right spot, but it's all good. Cool, and I think that will be nice. And then yes, both the substrate and the scrap will come down. Scrap will get sent to the right side of the belt. Well, the right side of the splitter, I guess. Get recycled. Recycled will now then put everything on this belt. And now we want to take this guy and I think send him through here. That's the idea. So we're just going to use recycle request to deal with this. Because essentially, this is something recycle request is already designed to deal with. Yes, but then we're gonna, so the trains are coming, that's nice. We're gonna do the thing we did at the spaceport as well. Bring this kind of spread out to front to back so that it's a little bit more even. Good, good. So then, yes, so then again, yeah, all the ores will just send back to recycle request. That will just put them in the logistics storage. But again, we have this priority buffer, which will, you know, tell the system to eat the ores first that we recycle. And that should keep the whole system flowing. And we could maybe make this a little bit bigger since it's going to have a consistent supply of ore. Don't want the train to come too much. Cool. And then just in time, glass and the iron are here. How's the glass looking? It's producing. Yeah. Working hard. Great. So then, yeah, we should see this start to get up and running soon enough. And yes, with this, we'll be able to go back into space and start building the production science. We have now everything we need, vulcanite blocks, and the start of all the data card stuff. Then we just have to do build a couple more new things in space, I believe. All right, data storage substrates. Hello. Hi guys. Hello. Hi, thank you. Wonderful. So maybe we build 48. Yeah. Great. So it's kind of a lot of iron and glass, but again, we don't really need that much of this. But we built a giant factory for it anyway. Hey, it's Factorio. We're gonna limit this to, I guess, something like, you know, a couple of train loads full. All right, then last I want to see maybe the recycling work a little bit. See it really get to full capacity, be nice, right? Isn't it great seeing it working? Cool. And the recycling's making it through. Looks like no problem keeping up with it. And tiny amounts of heavy oil are going into here. Awesome. Tiny amounts of ore are going to recycle request. Yay. And data substrate. Data storage substrate is officially on the train network. Huzzah. Cool, but then yes, I think then this is a good place to call the session. We've got data storage substrate, we got iron ingots. We are ready to go back to space and build production science. So that's what we'll be doing next, I think. But until then, there you go, Factorio. I am Pax. See you next time.